Today I'm going to be showing you how to go from this to this. This is going to be something really easy that anybody can do. So if you want to know how I contour and bronze my face in order to slim it down and just kind of give it a better appearance, I don't know what I'm saying. So if you want to see how I got, so if you want to know the easiest way to contour your face, please keep watching. We're going to start first with kind of carving out the crease of our eye. So I'm going to define that right now. Before I get started though, this is really important. I have foundation and I also have powder on my entire face. If you are just starting out with like contouring and like trying to do this, if you don't have powder on your entire face, it makes it really difficult to blend. Like, for instance, some people I know, they will put their foundation on and just maybe powder their concealer under their eyes, or maybe they won't use powder at all, and instead they'll just go straight in with a bronzer or something on top of that kind of sticky foundation, and it's really hard for them to blend it out. Some people can do that and be really successful with it, but if you're just starting, it's going to be really kind of hard to do that. So, put your foundation on, powder your face entirely, like there should be no sticky spots on your entire face at all. Then you're ready. This is a Sigma brush. I've had it forever. It's just a white, fluffy brush. The white brushes make it really easy to blend because they don't, I mean, they'll hang on to your product a little bit, but it gives you like a better wash of color as opposed to just throwing it on all at once. So that's why I like to always start with like a white fluffy brush. So for this, I'm going to first take my bronzy color here, and I'm going to make like a transition-y kind of color. I'm not going to like do any carving yet. I'm just going to make it so it looks kind of like it fades out. So to do that, I'll kind of look down and I'll go like in like a rainbow pattern on both eyelids, and I switch back and forth. Because as you can see, like when I first placed the brush down, the color was really, really concentrated. But then I'll blend all that out. I'm not putting any more on my brush at all. I'm just going back and forth until that is pretty much, there's no more on my brush. When there is almost no product on my brush, I will then go in like little tiny circles. And at this point, there's basically nothing left on here. Then I'll lightly do bigger circles. Like really lightly. I'm barely pushing in. And just do bigger ones so it blows it out even more. And we're not really defining the crease yet. We're just making it so the crease will not be like really sharp and cut. This is using these two different colors is really going to make it look like kind of way more natural as opposed to just like putting a little crease line here and a crease line here. You know what I mean? Now we have the bronzer on our eyes. You can use eyeshadow too, but for this I just use bronzer and that'll be fine. Now I'm going to take my contour color, the same two colors now that I'm using on my face. I'm putting on my eye if I can. It's the Somber color of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It's a very, look, I've hit pan, that's how much I've used, but if you can see on the edges, it is a very grayish, purplish, cool tone brown. You want your contour to always be cool toned, always. If not, it's not going to look like a shadow. It will look like like a tan or like bronzy. Contour color has to be cool toned. And this is a great one to use, but there's eyeshadows also that are like really cool toned that you could probably use for this too. The only thing is though, you don't want them to have any sparkle or shimmer at all. If it does, it's not going to work. So, cool tone brown. So now we're going in again. I'm going to go in with the same brush, but I'm going to go in like a little bit lower this time. Just right on my crease, like right on it. And I'm just very lightly going in there. And I'm just kind of getting the product on. Now I'm doing the circles. A little bit smaller this time. And just kind of going back and forth and kind of blending those together. Okay, and this is a Morphe brush. It's just like a brush head that came off of the stick. It still works fine for me. I still use it. That's what it is. It's an E22. So I'm going to brush this on now. So I'm taking, this is good for carving out your crease because it's tapered. Like there's a little point on the end. And I'm just going to go back and forth here, right on the crease. And kind of carve that out. Just go back and forth. Small little circles are okay. You don't want to just go huge, but you can do small little ones. And now I have both of those colors kind of together. Remember, big brush first, and then this one. Now we're going to go back and blend everything kind of together. There's no additional product on this brush though. It's pretty much clean. I can even wipe it on my hand. And now we're going to just blend everything together. I have defined the crease of my eyes, so that looks much more awake and fresh as opposed to not. And my eyes have like a better shape to them now. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the face. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for someone who has never like really contoured and stuff before, or somebody who doesn't really know exactly how to do it. Sigma brush here. I don't know what it is, but I do know that it's a synthetic fiber bristles, as you can see, because it's black. This will really pack on pigment, so you want to be careful with this. This will give you a light wash. This will give you more pigment. I'm going to go with this. First, I'm going to start with my bronzer again. Remember, it's like a transition-y kind of color. And we're going to start up here at the forehead. And we're not going to bring it down. Like, don't bring it down to your brows. Just hit the top. And this is going to really shorten our forehead. And also, it'll make like a transition for our contour that we're about to put on. So this looks kind of dark, but it's okay. We're going to blend it all out in a minute. Now we're going to do the cheeks. So if you feel in here, you can feel where your cheekbone is. So it's kind of like the middle of the ear. And you want to do kind of big circles right here at first. Knock some of that bronzer into the brush. And do big circles. Kind of pull it back. And see, already that's giving me the illusion of kind of like a cheekbone. Again, this is a warm color. I'm using this bronzer first to kind of warm up the skin and get ready for the contour. I'm not contouring just yet. This is going to be like just a really soft kind of bronzy deal going right now. Okay, there's no product left on this brush at all, hardly, so I'm going to just lightly kind of come down my neck. And kind of hit up under my chin. So I can make that just a little bit sharper under there. But not really sharp yet. Because we're just putting some warmth under there. Now you're going to go in with your contour color, which remember is going to be that purpley cool tone bronzer or eyeshadow or, you know, contour powder, whatever is cool toned, not sparkly, will work. So on this, it's the same way we did with our eyelids. So first we used the warm color and kind of softly, we brought it kind of far down everywhere. It was kind of messy around here. This cool tone color is going to be a little bit more precise. So we're just going to kind of do it on the hairline. Go kind of into your hair. That's alright. You don't want any lines of like demarcation or anything. So go ahead and put it there. And remember, with the bronzer, I did circular motions and kind of buffed it around. Here I'm staying really tight up to their hairline. On the cheeks, I'm going to kind of squeeze my brush a little bit so it's like kind of flat. And I'm going to kind of carve right here at the middle of the ear where I can feel my cheekbones. If I touch that, I can feel that's up underneath my cheekbones. So that's the right place. We're just going to make them show up more. We're just doing like a little line here. Okay, now the chin and the neck. My chin is very like, kind of like thick, and I want to narrow that and I also want to shorten that. So this is going to give the illusion of that when I go in and carve it out. So I just touch here. And see, there's two little kind of notches here. I always go in those. Whoa! Whoa! Sorry.
Go in. Those and kind of come up with this. On the bronzer we didn't come up, but here we kind of drop that kind of motion. And take it all the way, kind of, not down, but kind of take it back a little further. And then under the ear, squeeze a little bit. And almost drawing like a little line down there.
Now, get it and kind of wipe it off. There shouldn't be much left anyway on there. And you're just kind of gonna go over everything again and kind of blend it in. So, just real quick. This does not have to be precise. You can make circles or whatever. Swipe it around. Okay, now we gotta do the nose, cause if I don't do my nose, I feel really, really weird. I have kind of a wide nose and I want that to look slim and small. So to do that, we need to make the side of the nose here the same color as here. If this part is as bright as this, it'll almost look like the side of my nose is actually blended in with my face, and it'll create the illusion of a smaller nose. So let me show you how to do that. One different thing here is we do not use this warm color at all. At all. Do not use that. Only the cool toned contour color. So I'm going to get that again. I'm going on this fluffy brush. I'm fine that it's not like a super skinny brush. I don't really want lines to show up on my nose. And we're going to go back and clean it up later. So just go down.
Go down to the side of your nose here. All the way up and down. I want it to look natural. I don't want it to look fake like I've actually contoured my nose. I don't want anybody to know that. So now I can just kind of buff it over.
Okay. Alright, now here's when it's all about to come together. You need a light powder. Sometimes under the eyes, this Makeup Revolution banana powder can be really good. It does not work for every skin tone though. So I'm going to show you just a translucent powder, which works for several people. If you're darker in skin tone, you can use the medium translucent powder, and it may work better for you because obviously this will be too light for somebody who's darker. So use whatever shade works for you, but I really do love the Cover FX loose setting powder for this because it doesn't look too dry and it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't flake, it's just It's the best one I found to do this. So I'm taking the translucent light shade, and I'm putting a little bit of that into the cap. So got it right here. Now you're going to take your little makeup wedge and you're going to use it like a stamp to carve everything out. We're going to use it on our nose first. So I'm going to come in here on the side of my nose, about, let's see, right here, because we want to, again, we're trying to make this look like it's part of the cheek. We're going to give, it's just an illusion. Okay, so you see that? About right there. We can even bring it up maybe a little bit more, like that. And then we're going to pull it across, kind of right down. Different face shapes will need different things, and you may know what works better for you. Just try this technique and see what shape works for your, what am I trying to say? What technique works with your face shape? Like my face is very long and narrow, so I want to make this look like kind of more full, I guess. You might have a really full face and you might just need a different shape drawn with your powder, if that makes sense at all. Probably not. Now, you've got to sculpt out the middle of your nose. So you need really good lighting for this. Don't be going in no shadowy bathroom to do this, because you're gonna mess it up. Take the skinny end, stamp it in the powder, and look down into your mirror like this, and you've got to go down the very center of your nose. Can you see that? How it's just really, really light? And then I might even add a little touch on the end. And then I'll put a little bit kind of between my brows just to kind of brighten that up and clean up any sloppiness that I had when I was zooming that bronzer around up there. So now we'll do the same thing below our contour line. So you have your contour, remember, it's kind of like in the middle of the ear right there. We're going to go below that. Not quite on the jawline, not quite up here, just kind of to the corner of the mouth.
And do the same thing on the other side. Alright.
Now, just take a little brush and lightly dust that off. And I'm going to go ahead and dust this off too. You can leave it longer, but the longer you leave it, the more cakey it could get. So I wouldn't leave it on like any longer than like 5 minutes. But it'll already work for us, so watch. You just sweep it back. And then that is that. So again, you can tell now my face looks slimmer, it's more flattering, everything's kind of chiseled out a little bit better. And now I'm ready to add any lip, any eye look, any blush, if I want like a sparkly highlight. And if you did want that, you're just going to add that at the highest point of the cheek here and here, which I am going to do off camera, and I will show you the finished look in a second when I get back. But I hope you've really learned something from this. If you want to see anything else, please let me know and I'll be glad to do it for you. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in my next video.